So on our previous chapter, we met our characters in the city of Forewitch, where they were preparing, each in their own way, to go out on an expedition into the Twisted Lands to Fort Endeavor, which is the farthest point of civilization in the Twisted Lands. And then we went shopping and caught a pickpocket who was trying to lift a little bit of coin to get themselves a meal, and they were escorted away by the local city guard. But Savina had given him a little bit of food to tie him over for a few days, and then, of course, Tarnish gave him a little pep talk on how to better his life.
Yes.
We then the next morning left the city to start the expedition. Initially, we go through a forest area that is very much like the forests that you're used to, pine trees and maple trees and whatnot. Nothing too out of the ordinary. The first day is pretty uneventful. You travel about 25 miles. It's not a day where you push too hard, but it's also, you have to make a certain amount of distance each day to keep on the schedule. The captain of the expedition is estimated about 10 days, based on the plan for going through here. It could be as much as 14 days, though, depending on weather and other things that might come up. So in the first day, there's nothing really eventful that happens. You camp for the night, and along with the other members of the caravan, and sort of mingle a little bit, start to get to know each other and to know the other people in the caravan a little bit, just sort of chit-chatty and stuff. You recognize each other from the Emporium, where you'd sort of all contributed a little bit helping to catch this pickpocket. Day 2 starts, and we are still in the forest, and you travel through the morning, and it is pretty uneventful. It's a nice sort of spring morning, crisp and a little bit humid, with bits of fog and whatnot, sort of still clinging on into the forest. And all of a sudden, you hear a screech off to the side, off to the left there, a very, very loud, like roaring screech. And so now I'm going to bring out some stuff to put onto the table.
Dude, this is really well thought out.
And what's really great is these things here are all mostly from a single set of cherry blossoms. So
Very cool.
we have other pieces here that we'll throw down. So we'll put one wagon on this end and one wagon on this end, just to sort of show that the wagon train continues on and behind you. And so the screech that you hear off to the left, you see this large, large creature that is the size of a grizzly bear, but it looks like it has been mixed with an owl. You have heard of these. These are sort of, while a stranger beast then would be seen on the other side of the river, they are known, because they're relatively close to the city, they're known as owlbears. And so in hearing the screech from one side, Savina, I would like you to make a nature check for me. So roll d20 and add your nature.
19.
19, very good. So you recognize that owlbears are very territorial animals, and they will protect their nest. But this is not the type of area that would have a nest. Usually that would be sort of farther, and they usually like sort of craggy, rocky areas. And so you know that there must be one of its young must be around here somewhere. And so in scanning the area, you see on the other side of the path, you see a baby owlbear that I made out of a barrel. And so in our world, owlbears, children are known as owlbarrels. That is the canonical term in this world.
Owlbarrels.
Baby owlbarrel. The owlbarrel. So you see that it's over there. Could you make a perception check for me?
22.
22. Okay. Very, very, very good. So you notice that it is actually caught in one of its legs is actually caught in some sort of a trap, and that it can't get moving. And the mama starting to freak out over here. You guys are in between. What would you guys like to do?
Hey guys, I think there's something wrong with that little baby owl barrel. Shall we go check it out?
Owlbarrel?
Yeah, there's a little one over there in the bushes. But it looks like it's struggling.
Can we see the owlbear from where we
Mhm.
are?
Yep, and it's sort of up, it's starting to get agitated.
Yeah. So Niert is going to position himself in between the others and the owlbear.
Okay.
And he's going to say, if you're going to do something, do it quick.
Nert, I did read a field guide that said if you come in between a mother and its young, it will become more aggressive. So perhaps we go for a more peaceful.
That's fine. But we may have to hold her off for a moment while you get the owl barrel. Is that what you said?
Barrel.
Free?
Yes.
We don't have these where I come from.
Might I make a suggestion? I can make a prestidigitation, and I could perhaps maybe create an illusion to distract the owlbear, and you two could use your strength and your natural abilities to free the owlbearlet.
Yeah, let's do it.
What say you?
Let's find enough. I guess we'll try to go toward the owlbearlet.
Okay.
Is this like a bear trap? Like, is it that kind of thing?
When you get over there, you see it's not an actual trap. It's just basically some vines
Some
and,
vines
and
and
stuff that it's gotten entangled up on. It's not, but it's functioning the same way as sort of a snare function. So it's sort of caught. Back leg is caught in there. All right. So let's see. And you were going to do prestidigitation to try to.
Yeah. So like, the things that I can create are like fire play, sensory effects. I think that I would want to maybe just do magic mark. I can make a color or a small mark or a symbol appear and just kind of like color, like kind of guide its vision away from the owl
Okay.
baby.
So you got sort of like maybe sort of like a moat with like a little trail after it, kind of
Yeah.
this sort of shiny thing. All right, let's see if it notices it, but it is still mostly concerned with the child there. So it's gonna start coming toward sort of approaching. It's very wary because the wagon train goes on all that way and that way, and there's tons of people, and so usually the if basically if its cub wasn't there, it wouldn't have tried to mess with you guys at all. But being that it's separated from its child is why it's sort of emboldened to come down towards you guys. So what are you doing over there? You're gonna try to free it?
Yeah, so I have a sickle.
Okay.
So Sabina is going to try to cut through some of the vines with her sickle while calming the little owl barrel down.
Okay. Let's see. I think so. Why don't you make a nature check to calm the owl barrel? To keep it calm.
5.
5. Okay, so you are able to free it, but it does get a little scratchy, and you take 3 points of damage, of slashing damage, from sort of struggling as it's trying to get free. But you are able to free it, and once it's free, it sort of scoots along and runs towards them all. So they are reunited, and they go off into the forest. And they come back. Like a little nod. So thank you.
Cute.
But that's the end of that little encounter.
What beautiful creatures.
Well done. Lucky it didn't maul you to death.
True, but I'll be okay. That wasn't as bad as the time when I tried to free a cow and it almost trampled me back home. So I'll be okay. Don't ask questions.
That's fascinating. Cows are more dangerous than owlbears. Where you come from?
Well, I kind of got under its hooves by accident because I tripped.
Oh, I see.
You know, it happens. It's okay.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah. Quick thinking on your part of trying to distract the beast. Though I'm glad we didn't have to kill it.
Yes, I actually don't think we maybe could have killed it. Owlbears are particularly fierce, and all of my field guides say to stay away at least 300 paces, and we were well within 15 paces of the owlbear. So, yes.
So they were very cute. I wouldn't want to kill a cute little animal.
Yes, well, that's besides the point of safety, but they were rather cute, I would say. Nert, have you slain many creatures like that before in your line of work?
I have not. This is unfortunately my first time venturing out from the Citadel.
Oh,
But, a lot of these things are new to me. Didn't d- did you encourage that young man yesterday, the thief, to begin anew to try to right himself in some way?
well, I suppose that it could have been interpreted that way. I think that everyone has the option to better their lives through progress and technology and the arcane arts. Yes.
It was a very creative solution. I think maybe the Forge Master speaks through you.
Oh, I don't have a relationship with the Forge Master, unfortunately. My parents are quite devout, though.
Good to hear.
Not myself, though. Not one bit.
He doesn't know how to deal with it. He's like, I'm not going to be rude, but
Connors just like pats you and walks away after kind of denying your outrage.
and he's like, he just says to me, he's just like, there's no shame in trying to make something good. There's no shame in trying to make something good, even if they don't believe. I say, is that your rat?
This is Rexy.
Um, hello, Rexy. And good job freeing the little one. Are you okay?
Okay. Oh, I think so.
Do you have like a gash or something from like where it got you?
It's nothing. I just brush it off, right?
Oh, okay. If you need any medical attention, I can help.
Oh, you're so kind.
That is our way.
Do you want to be my friend?
The rat.
He-
Oh, do we want?
Oh, okay.
No. Apologies. I am Newt.
I'm Sabina.
Pleasure.
And Tarnish.
Hi, Tarnish.
Wait, are you talking to me or the?
Oh, I was just listening in on the conversation. I thought we all were already friends, traveling together. Yes?
Yes. Okay.
Fair enough.
Great. I'm glad that we established that, which I had already been thinking was true.
Because it was true always.
Yes. I will say I cannot help you with medical treatment, but I can mend your lovely frock that you are wearing, if you so.
Oh, sure. Can you please?
Yeah, I cast my mending cantrip to cosmetically improve your scratched up wardrobe.
Oh, I think it's better. Did you add some flowers?
I did a little embroidery. If you don't mind.
That's another cantrip. Embroidery.
Mending plus.
So you continue on for the rest of the day. It's there's no other events that really happen. You can, if you would like to get healing before bed, either you can go to your friend who's offered, or there are healers with the wagon train that be able to heal those hit points for you.
Uh, so Nert,
Yes.
come up. Nert, was the healing offer just for Rexy or for me also?
I am happy to help. Let me see. And he like reaches out. And, yes, this could become infected. And he will like put his hand over the spot where you've got like maybe the deepest part of the scratch, and like a little like radiant light filters out from under his hand, and then he pulls back and he gives you like I think it's what 2 hit points is what 3. And he gives you the 3 hit points, but it mends your wound up.
That was so cool. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
And the Rexy says thank you too. I think Rexy likes you.
Yes, squeak, squeak, squeak. Yes, indeed.
Okay, and so at the end of the second day of travel, you make camp again. So if anybody has expended any spell slots or anything, you can get that stuff back. Get a long rest, basically.
My 3 points of lay hands back.
So day 3, you continue along in the forest. You're now seeing that the sort of off the path, a little farther you look, the denser the plant growth is. So now it's just full of vines and whatnot. Whereas before you could sort of see a decent distance off the path. You start to slowly start going up this rise, and then the trees break when you come to the top of this little ridge, and this is where Lord Lawrence decides to camp for lunch, and you can see out across this big grassland valley stretching before you. So you're now going to be leaving the forest and entering this valley. You can see a small sort of mountain on the other side of the valley. It's probably about 15 miles from where you are now to the destination for the evening on the other side of the valley. As you're eating your lunch, the valley starts to slowly disappear as a sort of curtain of rain starts to come across the valley. There's no lightning or thunder or anything, but it is obviously a steady rain that by the time you finish your lunch and have packed up and the wagon train's moving again, the rain reaches this side of the valley. It's pretty steady, and makes travel sort of a little bit uncomfortable, but is not enough to slow you down yet. It's not enough to make the path too mushy to pull the wagons along. It's just more of an annoyance at first. And so as you're coming down off the ridge and going into the afternoon sort of portion of the journey in this rainy grassland area, you start to hear things off in the misty rain that you don't see the sources of. You hear heavy, heavy footsteps, and you see the little puddles that are starting to gather, start to rumble as things are moving. But you can't see them because the rain sort of cuts off your vision. You can only sort of hear them out there. These are sounds that you have never heard from animals before. And you're very experienced, Savina, now around animals, having worked with your uncle at the animal hospital, and so you have no idea what kind of animal could be making these kinds of sounds. So as you're traveling, if you want to jump in and talk.
Tarnish has pamphlets on field guides that he brought with him, and he pulls out a soggy hand like field guide that's not very legible. He goes, "Savina, what is that gargantuan creature that we're hearing? Do you have any clue of what that might be?"
Savina listens closely. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yep. She touches a puddle. Okay.
Yes.
No idea.
Oh. Okay, I'm going to walk behind you since you seem to be familiar with the natural landscape.
Totally.
Great.
And then Tarnish, as you're walking behind her, you start to get a feeling. Since you studied the making of magical items and the properties of various magical components, you have attuned yourself a little bit to how some of these components can act like a source themselves. They can store and release magical energy on their own. These are very valuable to people that mine deep in the earth where the magical energy doesn't come through as strong. They can take one of these batteries with them and be able to have access to magical energy, and you can feel off the path a little bit. You don't know how far, but it's close enough that you can feel it. You can feel this draw of sort of a smaller source of some sort of a deposit of one of these battery-like materials. You can feel it sort of off the path. Go ahead and make an insight check. Start with that.
Okay. Okay. 17.
17, very good. All right, so you very quickly, after walking for a little bit, are able to determine, okay, from the angle that you could feel it over there, now that you're a little farther, based on that angle, you figure that it's not even a half mile off the path, and the kind of thing that you could probably loop out and then come back and rejoin the wagon train later if you wanted to go investigate this thing.
Okay. Tarnish is gonna first look over at the gang of other artificers that are in this party, wagon train,
Mm-hmm.
and just be like, ah. And then he's gonna turn to these two misfits that he kind of met recently. He's just gonna walk over and say, "Yes, Nerd, we have an opportunity. I feel a draw to an arcane um, um, uh, source of power, like a battery, and it's nearby, and it wouldn't be much trouble if maybe the three of us, left the party for just a short duration, and to collect this powerful battery and maybe rejoin the group. Would you all accompany me on this little adventure?"
The source of this, is this sort of like the Forge's power, like that same sort of magical signature?
Mm-hmm.
Would Near be able to feel it as well?
Sure. Give me like an Arcana check.
Let's do Arcana.
Because I think there'd be a chance that you would, but
14.
yeah. I'll say that you might not be able to precisely pinpoint where this in the same manner that he has, but you can feel the same source of energy off off the path a little bit.
So he'll say, I feel it as well. What do you intend to do with it?
Oh, we could do all kinds of things with it. We could channel it into new devices that could enhance our abilities or perhaps our knowledge and make the world a better place.
I'm in. Yeah, let's make the world a better place.
So creation?
Perhaps, or destruction, or any other means of transmuting elements. It's quite many possibilities. Great, let's go.
Let's go.
Tarnish is going to unscrew the top of his staff, which is basically just a wrench that has a welded, a bolt on top, and he puts on different attachments to do different things with his staff. And so he kind of screws on almost like a conductor on top, and it kind of like a dowsing rod. He's using it to lead the way.
Is it like the Ghostbusters thing where they're looking for?
Yeah.
Nice.
Neert, you seem to be very interested in the concept of creation. Would you tell me more about that?
So, as a paladin of the Citadel of Creation,
Yes.
we are charged to oversee and prepare for the Forge Master to finish his creation, which we believe comes from the source.
Yes.
And so an act of creation, be it even ultimately destructive, is still an act of creation. And so these type of things technological advancements as they have begun to become uh, emergent in the world are of great interest to us, but we want to make sure that the forge is respected and channeled as the forge master bids it.
Yes, we all have our different opinions on the world, don't we? Savina, how do you feel about how do
Just
you
completely just like, nope.
Savina, how do you feel about the draw? I feel it kind of guiding us towards the source. Do you feel that way?
I I don't feel the battery.
Oh no, but the source in general, yes.
Yes, of course I feel the source. And I feel that things in nature are a little odd the closer we get, and that's
Yes.
kind of freaking me out a little bit. But
Yes, me as well.
owlbear, I want to respect these animals here and respect these plants, so
Yes.
we'll see what's out there, I guess.
Yes. And who knows what other creations we might encounter. That could be exciting.
Indeed, forge master wills it.
Yes, whoever wills it.
Okay. All right. So
Near just stands there like,
I'm just like walking in front, dowsing our way towards this battery power. And I'm just like, and who knows? Maybe there's not a master plan. Maybe there's only the energy, and the blueprints are yet to be written by human folk and those alike.
the difference between student and master is only time. The difference between student and master is only time. It's just like it's like Yosemite Sam chanting like his faith creed stuff to himself while you're doing this. And it's just like,
well, you
Let's be everything. Neert has an interesting perspective.
that I think is completely wrong.
Sabina comes up to Neert and kind of like edges her shoulder so Rexy can jump on his shoulder and goes,
hello, little one. Can you talk to him?
No,
No.
I can. Would you like me to?
Sure. Squeak, squeak. Do you have speak with animals?
Speak animal. Sure. We'll speak to. See. Do you have cheese? Do you have cheese? Do you have cheese?
Let's see. I would think that maybe some hard cheese would be
Yeah,
in one of the
yeah.
rations. But,
That's
And he's like-
reasonable.
he reaches down into one of his ration pouches and he's, here you go.
Oh my god, this is delicious.
Enjoy. Go back over there.
But I like you. You give me cheese.
If I give her cheese to give to you, will
Yes.
you go back? Okay. And he
Okay.
hands cheese to you. He doesn't know how to feel about rats. Neert is very uncomfortable.
Tarnish is gonna look over to Sabina and say, "Can you ask Rexy is his name? Could you ask him? Has he met Gremble?"
Grumble.
Yes.
Rexy, have you met Grumble?
Yes, my friend Gremble. He's my goodest, my truest friend. He's a rat folk, so he's much larger than Rexy. But just curious if they know each other.
You met Grumble?
So, just
All rat folk know each other.
yeah, that's actually over there.
That's what Tarnish.
Casual rat racism there.
Yeah.
Rexy says, do you think we all know each
I didn't. I'm sorry. I didn't know if they knew. Well, Gremble doesn't really know anyone. So that was a silly question. I'm sorry. Gonna turn away. Just be like, ugh.
other? Do you have cheese?
No. I'm lactose intolerant, so I didn't have any cheese in my
Oh,
pack.
Rexy scrambles into my hair.
Did not go well.
All right. So as you continue and you walk through, following the sort of the path of this signal that you've picked up. And you come to this area here, and you can see sort of across this way this thing here. And if you guys would like to make a nature check to try to figure out if you know anything about this particular plant.
All of us? Or?
Yeah, go ahead, everybody.
Great.
Let's see.
20.
Natural 20. Take a picture of that with your phone.
Natural 1.
Natural 1.
Oh.
8.
8.
Look at these pretty flowers.
Yes. The rest of you are all distracted by the flowers. But Savina actually has heard about these types of plants. This is a carnivorous plant that eats animals, bugs, anything like that. But then stuff that it can't process, it sort of wraps and spits it out. And so though the sort of the resin that is holding all of these little extra bits together, that is this magical battery source. And you know that these are very sought after by artificers and wizards and whatnot because of the different properties of these that can be sort of all within the same glump.
What a beautiful glump.
Watch out, step back. That will eat you.
You gotta be careful. So it's this little thing here. That's the carnivorous plant, and the thing in the middle is the source of the arcane energy. What would you guys like to do?
Did you say the plant and eat him?
It will eat everyone. It's carnivorous.
You know that the three things at the top are tentacles that will come out if you get close to it and try to pull you in and eat you.
And it's got tentacles, too, that are going to pull you in.
Oh, fascinating.
It's kind of cute, isn't it?
For Flora, that's quite a unique trait, isn't it?
It is, right?
Huh.
Do you want me to kill it?
Do I know if there's any way to pacify it?
It's that it's mostly a reaction kind of thing. That anything that gets close, it just sort of tries to grab with the tentacle and pull it into the center where it dissolves you and eats you.
Oh.
But you know that it can. Even if you were to cut the tentacles off, that eventually they would regrow, over the course of a season. So it wouldn't completely kill the plant to remove the tentacles, but you would have to, probably fight them.
Maybe we can go for the tentacles as long as we don't kill the rest of the plant. It should survive. I don't want to hurt anything.
That sounds fine to me. My parents always told me that there are evil seeds in this earth that we must vanquish. So, teachings from the Citadel that they learned those from. So yes, I feel okay about chopping down these tentacles.
Yeah.
And Near gives a little bit of a smirk. And then I was like, all right, well, let's do this then.
Right behind you.
And I guess he's going to go over there and try to chop one of those.
Okay, so if everybody could roll initiative.
Yeah.
1. 20 or 1?
So you got
15.
extreme dice.
15.
15.
5.
It's a company called Wormwood that sells, I think it's them that sells dice. They have 2 20s and 2 1s on them, so they took the 19 and
Really?
2 off. So it increases the chances that you'll roll a 20, but it also increases the chances that you're going to roll a 1. So,
what was your initiative again?
1.
So as you, so are you the only one that's going up right up close, or are the rest of you staying back? You can do whatever you like. I just need to know who my targets
I'm
are.
gonna hold back, but within 30 feet.
Okay.
We'll make good decisions.
All right. And what's your armor class there, Near?
18.
So 1 hit. So I need you to make a dexterity save to see if you can slip out of its grasp.
18.
Okay, you do. So it sort of wraps around you, but you're able to shrug it off. You take no damage. You're not restrained, and you are now up.
I got you, plant. And he pulls out the longsword and he goes to give it a whack, and he rolls an 8.
Okay, that's going to be a miss.
He's very frustrated with himself.
That just sort of whips around as your sword misses its hit.
And when you take the action, then you can make 1 extra attack on the bone. So I have 2 weapon. I don't have a second weapon. That's right. I don't have an offhand. I'd have to use a shield, and that won't work. Never mind. Okay.
You could try to shield bash it, but it's not going to push it anywhere.
No.
I don't think it's going to do much.
Yeah, that'll be me.
Okay, so you are up.
Okay. I would like to see if there are any pebbles on the ground around me.
Yeah, there's
And
plenty.
I want to cast Magic Stone cantrip as a bonus action.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna have like 3 like Mario Kart shells, pebbles floating around me. And then I don't know if it's another action to throw one of them or if summoning it was the full bonus action. Touch up to 3 pebbles and imbue them with magic.
I think the casting of it is to imbue them, and then the throwing is going to be separate. Is going to be a full action to throw it.
Okay. Okay, so then that was my bonus action. For my full action, can I see if there's perhaps like a 5-pound stone, like big stone around?
I think that's reasonable to say that there should be.
Okay, so then I'm going to I guess I can't cast 2 spells though. Catapult is what I would like to do.
The first one was a cantrip.
Yes.
You can do a cantrip and a leveled spell as long as
Okay, great.
in the same turn.
So I'm going to find a heavy stone about 5 pounds, and I'm going to set up with like a pocket mechanical device. A magical catapult comes to life in front of me,
Okay.
and I'm going to cast a catapult.
Great.
It's a dexterity 13 saving throw.
Dex 13. It misses 2.
But it didn't save?
Yeah,
Okay.
it does not save.
Okay. So basically, I load the catapult, and the object flies in a straight line up to 90 feet in a direction of my choice before falling to the ground. Stopping early, it impacts against a solid surface. The creature must make dexterity saving throw. Okay, so 3d8 damage is what I cast.
Jeez.
So
It's a 2nd level spell?
first level.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Right.
You need another D, another.
I do, yeah.
There you go.
Thank you. Heave ho! So that's 5 plus 7, so 12 damage.
Right. So that pick one of the tentacles.
Get rid of it.
Yeah.
And I make you think this was attacking.
More where that came from.
Okay. So now, Savina, you're unless there's anything else.
Nope.
You got everything.
Savina uses Shillelagh to turn her quarterstaff into a magical weapon, and these lily vines wrap around the staff, and now the staff is covered with flowers. And then she attacks with the staff. Okay. So that's a 7. Do I add anything to attack? I'm attacking wisdom because of Shillelagh. Do I?
So you would add your wisdom modifier.
So 10?
10. Okay. That unfortunately is not enough to hit. The vine whips away as you swing towards it.
It's your staff. I just want to check real quick. Under action. Or you're using your staff, right?
Yeah, the staff.
Yeah, does that say +1? I can't read it.
Yeah, it says +1.
Yeah, so 1, so it would have been 11, I think.
11.
11 total.
Yeah.
No.
So still miss.
Yeah, because I think you add that, and if you're proficient You should. You have to be proficient.
Yeah.
With it, so then that would be proficiency modifier. So it would actually be 12. But
Still
a miss.
Still a miss.
But
just
so
FYI, you guys will need a 15 to hit,
okay.
hit this thing. So
Yes.
we've gone through one round now. I can just give you
Fair
a
enough.
number on that. So now we're back to the top of the order. So the two remaining vines, one strikes at Savina, one strikes at Neil. And neither of them are going to hit. I'm going to use a different die.
In the jail with you. Jail. Bad dice.
All right, so now we are on to Neert.
Yeah. Near he's right. One more time. Okay. Forgot to add. So yeah, it's a 12.
Oh, that is a miss.
You. Oh, what did you do?
Doing great. Keep it up.
You think it's on your turn?
He's just.
He's going to fume.
He's
Using his bonus action to fume.
It's bonus action to fume.
All right, then. On to Tarnish.
Okay. Tarnish is going to take the magic stones that are floating and like disperse them so that my friends can each have a floating stone.
Okay.
And if you pluck it out of the air, you can use a bonus action to throw it and attack with a magic stone.
Great. So now you have a bonus action attack to throw one of the stones.
Yes.
Sweet. So,
And I'm going to go ahead and throw the stone that I kept for myself. So I'm going to like flick it through the air at the tentacle that's attacking Neert.
mhm.
And let's see. I think that's so it's a regular attack. I have a +5 to hit, so 7 + 5, so that's not going to hit. That's a 12.
Whizzes by.
And then for my normal action, I'm going to take out my crossbow, and I'm just going to try and shoot it.
So the sending the other two stones out, was that an action, or is it just something, a free action, or?
So that's when you summon them, you can get them.
Then we'll just say that we've done that. Okay, then never mind. Cool. Just wanted to make sure.
Retcon in there.
I'm going to my crossbow, so it's 4. Okay, 21.
That's a hit.
So I do 1d8 plus 2. That's 8 damage.
8 damage. That was at the vine that's attacking Neert.
Right. Very near. I'll help you.
So
Thank you.
that vine is really barely hanging on. You know, it took a good shot from a crossbow. All right. Anything else?
That's it.
Yep. Okay. On to Savina.
So wait, so the stone is just floating, or
It's kind of like circling you, so you can like pick it up if you want to.
so I tried to pick it up once, but I didn't grab it, and then I looked and nobody was looking at me, so I grabbed it again, and then I go ahead and toss the stone as a bonus action.
Okay. It's an attack roll. And what was the modifier?
So you use my spellcasting modifier.
Not one.
Another natural 1.
Okay.
So that's a miss.
Different one. And then I guess I'm just gonna attack with my staff.
Okay.
Plus
I think it was +2 total.
+3, so 13.
13. Fortunately, that is a miss. Yeah. Alright, so we're back to the top of the order with
Plus 1 from your attack, so that would be 14. But yeah, one shoot.
And what's your armor class?
13.
13. Okay. Just missed. 12. All right. Back to Neert.
So again, that's a 16.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Paladin connecting with the soul.
Finally. Excuse me. Yeah. And so that is 8 damage.
Slice right through it. That vine
Take that, devil weed!
Well done, nerd.
Thank you.
One
He's so
line
angry
left.
about being bested by a plant.
And you still have a bonus action and stone that you could throw.
He'll wing the stone. Would you say we add your modifier for
Yeah,
that?
+4.
It's an 8.
Miss. Okay. On to Tarnish.
Tarnish is gonna, I guess, like get a better angle just because of where he's standing. So like, come over here, and then try and crossbow shoot the guy.
All right, great.
So it's going to be okay. 18 + 4, so 22.
22 is a hit.
That's good. So that's 88 + 2. 8 damage.
8 damage.
Jeez.
My guidebook told me that you should shoot plants with crossbow.
Where do you get these books?
The library.
What?
I'll show you later.
And on to, did you have anything else you want to do next? On to Savina.
Right. Let's do this. Attack with my staff again. 12
Plus 3.
3 + 1, 16.
16. 16, that is it. Roll your damage.
1d8 + 3. Hold up. Which one's the d8?
One of the diamonds.
Thank you. That is 5, 8.
And you have vanquished the final vine. So,
Don't
now
strike.
that you've chopped those off,
Did we each kill one?
I
I
think
think you did. We did
you
each
each
kill.
got one kill there.
Yes.
Good
Teamwork.
job, team. All right, all right. So now we're out of combat, and the prize has been sort of liberated. So I'm gonna make actually little plates for you guys. So the little things like this that you pick up, you can just add them to your little plate
Oh, cool.
of stuff. But that's I don't really have a name for that thing yet. I'll come up with a name for it, and we'll put it in D&D Beyond for you.
Okay.
But you now have this. I come up with
Do you mind if I take possession of this fascinating artifact?
It's all yours.
I wouldn't want to presume.
I just call it a deposit for now.
As long as you intend to use it for creation, I am okay with it.
I will see what its capabilities are, and if so, I will let you know.
Try not to explode yourself in the process.
I will do my best. Thank you for joining me on this adventure away from the party. Please don't tell anyone else that we did this.
You got it.
Okay.
Blood pact?
No.
I will pass on the blood pact. If we can skip over the part where I missed with my sword several times, I would appreciate that as well.
Wait, Near, did you get hurt?
Just barely. Actually, no, I didn't. I just
didn't take
I didn't
damage,
take
yeah.
any damage. No,
It would have basically if you'd gotten hit and missed the dex save, it would have immobilized you and then pulled you towards the sort of the maw where you were taking damage. But since you didn't, you got away from it. You didn't get the damage.
He strikes at his chainmail and he goes, sturdy stuff, and he nat 20'd himself. So 8 damage. He hurts
Take a picture of
He
that.
hits himself so
Picture
like
that.
trying to prove that it's very sturdy. He hurts himself.
Attack now.
She's for the rat. Yeah.
You don't know your own strength, do you?
Apparently not. This is my first time out. Seekers don't leave until they're ready to go on their first journey.
Heal me, cheese papa.
Jeez. Awesome. I love it.
Amazing.
And so I expend a spell slot to create 10 good berries.
Sweet.
Give you, how many do you need?
He's got he took 8 damage because he crit himself. So yeah. So yeah, eight good berries, I guess, would do it.
I give them to Rexy one at a time, and then Rexy brings it over to you.
Yes, thank you, friend.
Can I take a sample of this carnivorous like tendrils?
Yeah.
Just to like study it to see
Sure.
what it is.
Why don't you take one of these?
Thank you.
Okay.
Fascinating flora. I've never seen such things.
I think maybe there's going to be a new pamphlet being written after this adventure.
That should be an author.
Okay, so after liberating the magical item there, you return to the caravan, and it seems like you have missed really nothing. They are still plodding along the rainy grassland, and you make it across the valley at the end of the day and camp on the far ridge. And we go into the next day. So this is now day 4 of your journey. And so you camped on the ridge line that was across this grassland valley. And the next day, you wake up and the rain continues. It's not a hard driving rain, but it's there. And everything is nice and damp. So you continue down and descend the ridge down into, this time, a jungle. So as you're traveling, the captain of the expedition has stopped and chatted with people here and there, and he mentioned things. And one of the things that he mentioned is that there's like little microclimates along the way that you go over one ridge and the next area is a desert. You go over the next ridge and it's a jungle, and the next ridge it's a forest. So you've already now in 4 days, this is the third sort of biome that you've come to, and here it is the vegetation is very, very dense and lush, and there's lots and lots of ferns and vines. And if you look off the path, you can't see more than 10 to 15 feet into the jungle. You can hear all sorts of birds and small animals skittering around in the canopy, but you don't actually see them. They're just sort of off in the in leaves and whatnot, but you'll occasionally catch a glimpse of these bright colored birds and some small little squirrel like creatures that don't necessarily look like what you've seen before. So, for instance, the squirrels here, they have these big, long, tufted ears and sort of longer noses. They look a little bit more like a fox than a squirrel that you're used to. The birds are these bright blues and bright oranges and reds, so much brighter than anything you've seen on the other side of the river or anywhere else that you've been. So as the rain continues, you make it another day's journey into the jungle, and you camp. And now I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy.
Do I add anything to that?
She'll be under
saving
save, so 17. Yes, you'll add your Constitution.
19.
19?
8.
8?
I got a 17.
17. Okay, so for the two of you, you develop sort of a mild sniffles, congestion, a little bit of a fever, just enough to make the journey even more uncomfortable. That it's raining and now you're feeling a little bit sick. You, my friend, you gain 2 levels of exhaustion.
Oh,
You're hit real hard by this. You are up on your feet. You're not as bad as some of the other people. You notice that towards the end of the journey on this day, that people are starting to get sick. And some of them are actually not even able to ride their horses anymore and have to load onto the wagons and be basically pulled along. You make camp. The expedition captain comes around and reassures everyone that this is sort of a part of acclimation to getting closer and closer to the source. So this isn't the kind of disease that you normally would just catch a cold. This is the result of spending more and more time getting closer and closer to the source. As the intensity of that energy field sort of increases, your body is starting to react to this increased amount of arcane energy, and this is the reaction: is that you've gotten sick. And so about half the people, by the time dinner is done and people are starting to bed down, probably half of the caravan are then in sort of the incapacitated state where they can't continue on. And so this is where we'll end chapter 2 of our story.
Mirt is like going over to Tarnish and going, "The Forge Master has put trials before us. You should feel blessed that he has touched you. I know that it is not easy.
The Forge Master's touched me with sickness.
It is a trial. It is set before you.
I don't understand. Why am I being tested?
He smote you, therefore he must love you."
I think that's problematic. Please, I have a headache. Could I just go to bed?
And even if you don't like have any lost hit points, he'll just do a lay on hands to try to make you feel a little better.
Are you able to do any kind of disease cure with lay on hands?
Let me see if I
At some point.
I don't know if I can do it yet.
Oh, I don't know if that's quite necessary. Oh, okay.
Hang on a second. As a bonus, that replenishes the HP. You can also expend to remove the. Is he poisoned?
No, but if you want to try that, I will allow it.
All right, he'll try.
The alternative
I
of
can-
relieving conditions kind of thing.
Yeah, I can expend half of my pool. Well, the 5 hit point of the pool in order to try and remove the poison condition, but it wouldn't restore HP to him. So, but you don't need that anyway. So, he would try to see if he can make Tarnish feel a little better.
Okay. So Tarnish, make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. 10.
10. Okay. So effectively, I'm just going to say that basically lowered the DC a little bit, and so now you're starting to feel a little bit better. So you're going to bump you up. When you wake up the next day, your exhaustion will be gone. You'll still have the same level as far as digestion. Still not feeling so great, but not impacting your actual rolls and stuff.
Okay.
So
Internally, I'm like, did the Forge Master actually help me?
I'm wondering, this is placebo. But
Perfect.
it's just, he told me that I would feel better, and I'm now starting to feel better.
This is how they get you.
How's Rexy?
Hmm?
How's Rexy?
We'll go ahead and make a saving throw for Rexy.
Oh boy.
And you can just add whatever you would add for your own.
13.
He's got a little bit of a sniffle himself. He's fine, but he's on the same level of reaction as you guys are. And so that's where we'll end chapter 2.